Alright, this is Eldritch Song of Seraphim, and I'm here with ThePastafarian.
Hello, people.
And what we're doing is we're doing another retro draft. So just for those that haven't seen one yet, Pasta, you want to say kind of what a retro draft is?
Retro Draft is, we're going to look at the picks for the draft in raredraft.com, which is a useful tool. If you have not used it before, go ahead and do so. And we'll go through the picks and commentate on them. And after that, we'll go through the games retroactively after they've been played, hence the name Retro Draft.
Yep, so for this thing, it should be noted that Pasta already went through and drafted this, plus played all the matches, so I'm looking at it after the fact, and he hasn't told me about his picks or really the outcome of his games. So to me, it's going to be all fresh, so I'll just be giving my impressions of what I would have done here, and then he'll say what he, we'll see what he picked, and then he'll explain his pick if it is different from mine, and we'll just go through the draft that way. And we've got, since we are doing it this way, we have plenty of time to do some more card evaluation, so this will be a little bit more intense on individual picks and choices and, card versus card. Alright, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and move down so we can get the full effect of all the cards here. Alright, so the rare is Cryptoplasm.
And it's a decent card, I think.
See, the problem with this kind of card is that it's not good on its own. You need to, you have to count on having another good card out or an opponent having a good card out. And for most cases, I would just prefer to have a good card instead of a card that can be good.
And I guess I'd agree with that. The trick with Cryptoplasm is every turn it can become the best card on the table.
Also true. So I feel like it's a good card. I'm not sure. I think I would take this maybe third or fourth. I don't think it's a first pick card in most cases. But we'll see what else. Like the cards that I'm noticing here, I'm definitely seeing Spread the Sickness. I'm seeing Blight Widow, and I'm seeing Fangren Marauder, and Pierce Strider. So there's a few good ones. I guess first pick material probably between like Blight Widow, Spread the Sickness, and maybe Fangren Marauder.
Yeah, I think for first pick material, it's probably the removal and Spread the Sickness, or just Value Town and Blight Widow.
Let's see. I think I'd probably pick the Spread the Sickness here because first of all, it's a removal spell, and there's no other black cards in the pack.
Did anything get recorded from before?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay.
I recorded all that. So, Spread the Sickness looks like the pick for me. If that's not it, probably Blight Widow gets taken out of the next pack. Though it is tempting though to grab a Blight Widow or a Fangren Marauder. Either one of those two cards are just really really sick. I think probably we did the draft not too long ago. And we saw extremely late Fangren Marauders. So people obviously haven't figured out yet how awesome that card is. Maybe by this time they have. So it's possible that you could just take out the Blight Widow and still get back Fangren Marauder and not at least not give the signal that the green is open. So it is kind of tough, but I think I'd probably still take Spread the Sickness because it's black removal. So let's see what you did. Alright, so you took the rare.
I took the rare. Nothing in here other than Spread the Sickness, just the removal and Blight Widow, which we touched upon for locking me into anything. And I rare drafted. Maybe I want to copy some Fangren Marauders later.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only thing I would be considering taking this card first pick would be you're kind of committing yourself pretty heavily to one color.
Yeah, absolutely.
And though if you end up not playing blue, you kind of wasted the first pick, but I think it's still a good card. So let's move on to pick 2. Alright, so this is interesting. Let's see. Cards that stand out, like Horrifying Revelation is good. Divine Offering is really good. Dross Ripper is not bad. Same thing for Still Sabotage. Even Signal Pest. I guess here, like the best card in the pack to me is Divine Offering. Because artifact removal plus life gain plus, I don't know, just a really solid card. Instant speed removal. I'd just be worried about maybe going into 2 colors too early. But even so, I still think like Above and Beyond, that's the best card in the pack. And it is removal. So I'd probably go ahead and still take the Divine Offering. If that wasn't there, it'd probably be like Horrifying Revelation or maybe even Dross Ripper.
Yeah, I can see that taking. I think Divine Offering is, no question, the strongest card in the pack. But there's still a rare here.
Distant Memories?
What will I do?
That card just to me doesn't even seem playable at all. Maybe it is. I haven't played it with it, but 4 mana for either 1 card or possibly 3 cards if they don't let you take it.
Yeah, I would look at Distant Memories as a 4 mana cost, draw 3 card.
See, the problem with that is like you need to, in order to make that really work, you have to actually go into your deck and pick out a good card, and so you know that it's probably your best card, and to make them really want to not let you do it. So the problem with that is like you potentially like exiling the best card from your deck to draw 3 more cards.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, to be completely honest, your Distant Memories is unplayable and limited.
All right, so let's see what you picked. Divine Offering. I like how you led me astray there. All right, so let's see what the so we were in agreement there. Let's check out the next one. Ooh, So, I'm seeing Koldotha Flame Fiend is good. Flare Husk is amazing. Well, not amazing, but it's a solid card. That's just good. Knowledge Pool is not good, I don't think. So we've had a rare in every pack so far, and I don't think any of the rares have really been that great. The first rare you picked up was definitely the best one we've seen. Steel Sabotage is good. Viridian Claw is actually pretty good. But that's about it. I don't really like Fuel for the Cause. And Steel Sabotage we can pick up late.
Yeah, when I was looking at this pack, what I was looking at was Flare Husk, Koldotha Flame Fiend, and Copper Carapace.
Really?
Yeah, Carapace is good stuff.
I guess you'd have to play that in like a really I would say like a control-ish deck would be where I would play that kind of card. Since it can't creature that's attached to you can't block, but it becomes a good defensive wall.
Well, it doesn't become a wall because actually you wouldn't play this in a control deck. You'd play it in the aggro deck.
Oh, you're right, because it says can't block. I was thinking the opposite there. You're right.
You throw it like on an infect guy, and that's no good for your opponent.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I was thinking about it wrong. Alright, so that actually is a very viable card. I didn't really even consider that. This is a tough one because we already have a blue card, but we're not committed to blue, and the Divine Offering we have could be splashed. So it's tempting to me just to do the Flame Fiend, even though I don't really think we've passed that many good red cards, to my knowledge.
No, I don't believe so.
But we also, if you did that, we will be passing a few good artifacts like Flare Husk, Viridian Claw, Carapace. They were both pretty good. This is tough. I think I'd rather just like stay open. Just stay open though before going into Flame Fiend, because that is a high costed card, and I don't think it would be that big of a deal to pick up. This is tough. I think I go with the. I guess I go with the Viridian Claw. I think I go with the Viridian Claw here, but we'll see what you did. All right, so you did go with the Flame Fiend.
Indeed.
All right, so I guess that's kind of self-explanatory, I suppose. It's a 4/4 that can kill lots of stuff when it comes down.
And with that first pick on the blue guy, at this point I'm steering away from that. Good old Flame Fiend outclasses any pick we've gotten so far. So I'm kind of looking at red now. And like you said, we hadn't passed any great red. We passed a Nathasar and a Blister Stick Shaman, I believe, from the first pack.
Yeah. Alright, so next pack. Alright, so cards I like. I like Spear of the Suns. I like Horrifying Revelation. I like Dross Ripper. I mean, actually, I think all these cards are playable. Virulent Wound is actually not bad. So we're kind of steering away from blue. We've already got kind of white and red going on, but none of those are really locked down. But still, though, I think probably I would just, in order to keep my colors open, or to keep those same colors, I'd probably grab Spear of the Suns out of this pack. Even though green looks maybe not exactly open, but...
With Spear of the Suns, you can look at that where you can splash a Divine Offering.
True.
If need be. It kind of helps out your mana base a little bit.
Because even though Tangle Madness is not bad, it's a big creature and it's got Trample, which is not too bad.
Yeah, it's got a 4 bottom on it, which is, I mean, that survives a Slag Storm. Can battle with most of the ground effect guys for at least 2 turns.
I guess for me, it's between Spear of the Suns and Tangle Mantis, and I haven't really seen any good white. So either somebody's cutting it pretty hard to whoever's pathing to us is cutting it pretty hard, or there hasn't been any decent white coming at all, which might mean that it might be good for later pack, but I guess I just take Spear of the Suns here to be safer. Alright, so that's what you picked also.
Indeed. Because, I mean, at this point, we're not locked down to anything. We're pretty wide open. We could go... We know we're going to either be red, blue, or red with a combination of something, or blue with a combination of something, leaning towards red in something.
Yep. Alright, so this is not a very good pack. Another kind of bad, rare, Distant Memories. Kind of a really bad, honestly, white spell. And I guess an okay aggressive guy for white. A decent removal spell for black. And just a big ogre for red. I guess the green guy is not terrible either, but like 5 mana for a 4/3 is not great, but it's playable. I think here I'd probably just take the Ardent Recruit. I'm not really impressed by any other cards up here. Virulent Wound is removal, so unless we wanted to branch out into black, but I'm not sure because we've already passed a few of those and some decent cards that go into black. So I'll probably just cut white and take the Ardent Recruit here.
Yeah, I was looking at the, we could have had Runner Distant Memories 2 times. Fun, you know? But it's too late for that.
Right. Somebody's going to have that deck, and they're going to go 0-3.
I'm not going to spoil the pick here, but the pick I make here solidifies one of my colors. If you can guess what that is.
Ah, okay, so you took the Ogre Resistor.
Yep.
So that is commitment. So the big ogre. All right, so red's looks like it's gonna be a color.
Yeah, so I've got the resistor and the flame fiend, which isn't terrible.
All right, so we got another rare in this pack. So Galvanoth. I don't really like that card because you're almost never gonna use it. Like the odds of you having an instant or sorcery on the top of your deck plus it being useful when it gets flashed just seems so far-fetched that it's not even worth considering playing the card because you're just mostly going to be a 3/3 for 5 and you're not going to get any kind of value, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see some form of using this in a constructed format, but for limited, paying 5 mana for you're pretty much paying 5 mana for a 3/3 body. You can find better uses for that mana.
Yeah. So cards here, Concussive Bolt, I think, and Treasure Mage are the picks. Bloxodon Partisan's not bad either, but I guess I wouldn't take Treasure Mage now because we don't have any artifact cards that cost 6. Even though they're not that hard to find later on, but I think Concussive Bolt here seems like the pick just to cut red some more. Even though there are 3 red cards here, like it's only playable red, I would think. Metallic Mastery can be good, but I just don't see it being. It seems way too specific. Because you need to have like a really bummy artifact for that to be worth it. So I think here I take the Concussive Bolt.
Yeah, I think that's a valid pick.
But you took the Mastery.
I did take the Mastery.
And I think there are a few artifact cards. Like I can see getting some value out of like maybe a card that like sacrifices itself, or taking a card like to have something big. I'm trying to think like the 4/4 flyer artifact or something like that. But I don't know. I think it would be a lot better if it's like gain control of it and then sacrifice it at the end of the turn, so it's like a pseudo removal.
Yeah, with this pick, I already decided what deck I'm building once I took that ogre resistor, and this card fits quite well into what I'm going to end up going for. I want to start grabbing those. Can't remember his name. It's a 4-drop, and he's a 4/1 sacrifice an artifact, regenerate, whatever his name is.
Okay.
But when I was looking at this pack, 2 cards I was looking at were Metallic Mastery, Viridian Emissary, and I was considering the Concussive Bolt.
Yeah, Mirrodin Beseiged actually is quite a good card also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so here, really not much.
Like, yeah, we're getting into the dregs.
Koth Courier seems like the only reasonable card. Mirrodin Spy is not good so far. And Steel Sabotage, Glissa's Courier. I guess here I just grabbed the Koth Courier. It's the only card that really seems reasonable. And you agree?
Since we've gone down the path of heavy red, I think that's pretty valid.
Alright, so next pack, Fangren Marauder. So it wheeled.
And yeah, at this point, that's all I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's the pick. That's a good sign. So, Gruesome Encore's alright.
And the Rhino's decent. Everything in here is actually good.
Yeah.
Everything in here is quite playable.
But nothing's as good as the Fangren Marauder.
No.
So that's the pick, probably. Yep.
And Fangren Marauder, like I think we covered in the very first pack, is first pickable. Don't be afraid to take him, people.
And he's also pickable again. Because I don't see any cards here that we would like. So Finger Marauder seems like another good card to take.
Yeah, the only other option was
The Loxodon.
Pista Strike as a sideboard.
Yeah. Alright, so here, Nathosaur seems reasonable, especially considering the cards you've already picked. Take control of somebody's artifact, sack it, then gain 5 love off your own Fangren.
Yeah. Yeah, another dinosaur to the pile.
Yeah, so that seems like the pick out of these cards. Even though Heartland Revelation, if we were playing black, would be a pretty nice pick now. Alright, so here, look at that knowledge pool. No one wants that. Poor knowledge pool. I know that you say you're usually afraid of the big beasts. I'd probably still take the Glitzless Courier, though. Just because it would be a good card against us, plus possibly it's a good card to use against somebody else playing red.
Yeah. I can't argue that.
But you took the rare.
Yeah, I was redrafted at this point. Twice in the pack, I had 2 crappy rares.
It's like we're seeing the same pack over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I still take the Glitzless Courier here.
Yeah, there's no rare here, so they already took the land too.
All right, it looks like you're gonna get your distant memories.
Yep. 3 rares, 1 pack. Value time, guys.
And Turn the Tide, and a Swampy. All right, so I guess that was an okay pack. So I guess we're just looking for more Fangren Marauders, maybe some artifacts that can sacrifice themselves, some more sack effects. That's the deck we're gonna go for, or you're gonna go for.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move into the pack 2. All right, so the rare is Mirrodin Crusader. That's tempting just to take that because it's just a good card.
Yeah. You can catch that in the Vortex.
So that probably, I guess, in terms of pure just money value, I'd probably take the Mirrodin Crusader out of this pack. But
yeah, our deck, I mean, would like another Cult of the Flame Fiend.
Yeah, it's either the Mirrodin Crusader or the Kuldotha Flame Fiend. Yeah, definitely if the Crusader wasn't here, I would take the Flame Fiend, but I just like that. I need this card for Constructed, and it's a good money card. And plus, but you know, if I'm just drafting purely for a deck, I take the Flame Fiend out of this pack. Core Prowler actually is a pretty sweet card, especially for an Infect deck.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Alright, so you took the Crusader also.
Absolutely. And I still had, I was like, maybe I can splash this guy with that Spirit of the Suns. I got a Divine Offering. Maybe I'll throw a couple planes in there.
Alright, so Living Weapon. It's actually not a bad Living Weapon. It's also a Phyrexian Revoker, which not that good in Limited, but good constructed card. I'm tempted just to, I guess in this pack, I'm thinking about just taking this Strandwalker because of the fact that Nathosaur is easy enough to pick up that it might just wheel, and it's not that important to the, I guess it's important to the deck, but it's not so hard to get that I'd take another 6-drop over something else. So you're looking at the other cards in here. I think I'd just take the Strandwalker. It seems like a really good card. Even though Ichor Wellspring is also really solid. I think for me it's between these two, Ichor Wellspring and Strandwalker.
When I was looking at this pack, I was looking at Strandwalker, Nathosaur, Revoker, and the Wellspring. And the Revoker can be useful in Limited. It can shut down that flying 2/1 artifact that activates with a blue mana. The rare chance you get that dude that's got the cost. And pretty much any of that cycle, like the Spent Engines, like I said, the blue one, there's the Hulk that regenerates for